Hello, everyone. M again, super coach and CEO of the Soul Focus Group. Super excited about being able to talk to you, having a voice and being able to have an influence out in the world. And I have an influence because you value some of the things that I share. You value this conversation we're having. You value my life and I value yours. So, and I think that everything anybody talks about is important, whether you know it or not, because everything that comes out of your mouth is creating something. You just need to be careful about what you're creating into your own field of reality, right? Because all of us, every time we open our mouths and every time our mouth is not just open physically, our mouth is open in our head too. When we are talking to ourselves, our mouth is open. It's open and it's creating, even in that realm too. It's creating and it's becoming a part of our physical reality or part of our conditioning, right? More than anything, the thoughts we think are conditioning us. Now, what I mean by condition is we are creating stipulations by which we can either enjoy ourselves, see ourselves as successful, accept ourselves. We are constantly creating conditions. So it's kind of impossible in those conditions. Matter of fact, it is impossible in those conditions to love yourself unconditionally if you have created all sorts of conditions by which to love yourself. So, for example, if you believe that you have to achieve a certain thing, acquire a certain thing, or accomplish a certain thing before you are good enough, then you've created conditions by which to love yourself. See, the word condition is so important because we say we want to be loved unconditionally, but yet we ourselves have created all sorts of conditions to appreciate ourselves. I will appreciate myself better when I've gotten this law degree, when I pass the bar exam. Then I'm going to really appreciate myself. And you say, well, all I'm doing is motivating myself. I really want to motivate. That's a trap. You don't need to motivate yourself by saying that when you get past the bar exam, that you are going to really appreciate yourself. You should appreciate yourself for even getting into law school. You should appreciate yourself for just being a participant in whatever's going on in your life. You have to learn to appreciate who you are for who you are, not for what you're going to achieve or what you're going to accomplish. Because the reality is, now check this out. Now, this some people may get a little sad about this because oftentimes when you share this with people, people are not excited about this. But to me, this is great news. To me, this should take a lot of pressure off of people. This should bring about clarity. So when we talk about purpose, right? Purpose in life, purpose. A lot of us, I remember the book came out, A Purpose-Driven Life. I forgot the author, but it was a pastor, Warwick. I think that's his last name. I mean, it was a powerful book and it had a lot of relevance because we believe that we all have to have a purpose. And often that purpose is very specific to one thing. Like we come here to do one thing. And that pigeonholes us so much, that puts us in a cage that limits our self-expression. But we have been socialized to believe that we have to have a purpose, a mission, and we have to know what it is. And until we know what it is, we are somehow inadequate. We are somehow missing something. There's something that we're not quite getting. And here's what I want you to know. You know, I was having a conversation with my middle brother, Eugene, very wise man, raising his two boys very successfully. And I'm very proud of him from all the things that he's done and continues to do for his boys to make sure that they're successful. But one of the things he shared with me one day, he said, I learned, because he's a preacher and he's been preaching for a long time. He says, one of the things I've learned, is that, my purpose in life is not to be one thing or the other. My purpose in life is to enjoy who I am. And I was like, wow, it hit me here. It hit me here because to hear my younger brother, one of my younger brothers, express that with me, and to see him get to that point after knowing all the struggles that he has come through to get to that sort of realization, that sort of enlightenment was so beautiful. He said, I learned that my purpose is not to be this or that, president or vice president or coach or this, but to enjoy who I am. Now, your purpose, my purpose, is to be who I am. And I think it's like icing on the cake to enjoy who you are. right? So who you are is your purpose. Expressing yourself fully is a part of that purpose. You are here to be who you are and to enjoy who you are so you can express all of your purpose. Now, you say, I don't get that. How could who I am be my purpose? Well, let's think about this for a minute. Life is a journey. Starts off with you as a baby, and then you go and you keep going until you become an elderly, wise person. But on that journey, think about all of the positions and titles, jobs, involvements, participation in different organizations, different things in life that you will participate in. Now, just think about all the titles that you will take on. You know, you may start off as a teenager working at McDonald's as a crew chief, or as a person that's flipping burgers, to being a crew chief, to being a manager, to owning your own McDonald's. So you own it. So, but the question is, who played the part of each one of those roles throughout your journey? Is it not you? Is it not you that even if you became the president of the United States, is it not you that's the president? If you become the owner of a billion-dollar company, is it not you that's the owner? At the root of all things that you will give your life to, or you will put your life into, there is you. You are your purpose. Now, that's maybe saddening to some people because you've spent so much time distracted from you. Now imagine that 24 hours a day, and you still manage to be distracted from the most beautiful gift that you could ever give yourself. You are the most beautiful gift that you could ever give yourself, and you have not learned to celebrate it or appreciate it yet. You've been so busy looking at other people and what they are accomplishing and what they are doing with themselves until you have not learned how to utilize yourself in a way that brings joy to you and allows you to fully maximize the full potential of who you are. Your purpose is you. I'm going to say it again. Your purpose is you. Your purpose is you. Now, how much longer will you continue to exist without enjoying your purpose, without embracing your purpose, without recognizing and realizing that you cannot show up as your purpose being inauthentic? Every time we show up inauthentic and performative, and we suffer with what they call imposter syndrome. When we suffer from those things, what we are doing is denying our purpose. We are being distracted from our purpose. You are your purpose. Lean into the beauty of who you are and why you are who you are. There was a very good reason why what I call the 3 cosmic laws exist in the universe or exist in the cosmos. And that is, number 1, to know thyself. And you got to know yourself because you are your purpose. You have to know yourself, right? And in knowing yourself, you know why you. You get to know why you, which is number 2. Why you? You're able to answer why you. I know why it's me because whatever I put me into has a certain way of impacting and changing it so that people can see and feel things that they wouldn't otherwise feel if I didn't put me in it. You have to put you into everything. And the last of the 3 cosmic mandates is you have to know your impact. So you understand, you know yourself, you know why you, and then you know your impact. We got to be in touch with our impact so that we can begin to appreciate how we influence people. Being a leader is about influence, right? Our ability to influence others, to do beautiful things in life. But you can't influence others in the way that you really want to influence them if you're not influencing yourself in the way you want to influence yourself. So influencing yourself is about realizing the beauty of who you are, the intricate nuances that make you different from everybody else, and how beautiful it is to be you. How beautiful it is to be you. I'm a beautiful person. And it's sad that it took me so many years to realize just how beautiful a man I really am. And I stopped looking for permission to see and treat myself as wonderful. I am wonderful, and so are you. I'm M. Super Coach, CEO of the Soul Focus Group. Love you so much. You are beautiful.